What if Tony Stark didn't have to die? We all remember the snap, the sacrifice, the moment that saved the universe. But what if the biggest lie we were told wasn't that Tony Stark died a hero, but that he had no other choice? Everyone sees Tony's final act in Endgame as the ultimate sacrifice. And it was. But I'm going to argue it was also something else, a calculated choice. Tony didn't just die to save the universe, he died to save his own legacy. But the real twist? In doing so, he might have been the one to finally set the stage for the Multiverse Saga. Stick around, because this gets complicated. Let's break it down. Tony Stark's entire journey is defined by one core drive, the need to solve the problem. Any problem, from the cave in Afghanistan to the final battle against Thanos, he is the man with the answer. He built the suit, he funded the Avengers, he created Ultron, oops, and he literally invented time travel in a single night. His genius is his greatest asset, but it's also his greatest prison. He's addicted to being the solution. So what happens when the problem is solved? What does Tony Stark do in a universe that's finally truly safe? For a little while, he tried. He had the cabin, the family, the quiet life. But let's be honest, that was never going to last. The moment Steve Rogers showed up with a broken time machine, Tony was back in the game. He couldn't help himself. Now I know what you're thinking. He sacrificed himself for his daughter. He wanted a future for her. And you're absolutely right. But my theory isn't that he didn't love his family. It's that he saw two futures, and he chose the one where he would be remembered as a legend forever. In one future, he lives, grows old, and watches as the world moves past him. New threats emerge that he can't solve. Younger, smarter minds like Shuri or even a fully realized Peter Parker start to take the lead. For a man whose entire identity is built on being the guy, that's a fate worse than death. It's obsolescence. The second future, the one he chose? He goes out in a literal blaze of glory. He makes the impossible choice, saves everyone, and is immortalized as the ultimate hero. No slow fade, no watching from the sidelines. He secures his legacy at its absolute peak. It's not just a sacrifice, it's a perfect ending, written by him. Think about his final words. I am Iron Man. It's a full circle statement. He's not just accepting his fate, he's claiming it. He started as Iron Man, and he would end as Iron Man on his own terms. But here's the big idea, the pivot. Tony's death wasn't just about preserving his own story. It was the final, necessary step to unlock the next phase of the MCU. As long as Tony was around, he would have been a safety net. Peter Parker would always have been the kid. Shuri's genius would always be in the shadow of Stark Industries. Riri Williams might never have even gotten the chance to build her own suit. Tony's ego, his need to be the center, would have, even unintentionally, stifled the next generation. His death forced the world to grow up. It created a power vacuum that allows for new heroes and new ideas to rush in. Without Tony building global defense systems, Doctor Strange has to handle mystical threats on a larger scale. Without Stark Tech as the default answer, characters are forced to innovate. His death didn't just end the Infinity Saga, it made the Multiverse Saga possible by removing the one man who would have tried to control it, to solve it, to put a suit of armor around it all. So was Tony Stark's death a tragedy? Absolutely, but was it avoidable? Now my theory says no, not because he couldn't have survived, but because he wouldn't have let himself. He chose the heroic exit over the quiet decline, ensuring his legend would never tarnish. In his final, most brilliant act, he saved the universe and his own legacy in one perfect, heartbreaking snap. But that's just my take. What do you think? Was Tony's final act a purely selfless sacrifice? Or was there a part of him that chose the perfect ending? And who do you think is truly ready to step into the void he left behind? Let me know your theories in the comments below.